Live Nation Entertainment announced that the citizens of Russia will no longer be able to pay their shitty, quote, convenience fees because the company has stopped all business there. So that came after like Green Day, Franz Ferdinand, Slipknot, Iron Maiden, and My Chemical Romance all suspended their concerts. The New York Metropolitan Opera announced it will no longer have any musicians that support Vladimir Putin or are supported by Vladimir Putin on their show. The three big record labels, Warner Music, Universal, and Sony, have all suspended operations. And here's the last one. Spotify suspended all 1.5 million premium accounts in Russia and closed its office. Man, if you were like a teenager in Russia...
like, it's not their fault, dude. Like, you know...
It's like, again, no rock and roll, man.
Right, you're just some kid that just like, you know, I'm
Has
not
nothing
down with
to do
this.
with anything.
Right,
He just wants to hear his tunes.
Right, and your Spotify account is suspended, and you can't get to any music.
Yeah. It's like that blacklist thing, man, that was going around like in the 40s or whatever, the 50s or whatever. They started blacklisting people. Man, this is going to keep on going and going and going.
And it's
like, you know.
Yeah, Russia has a lot of bullshit going.
Yeah,
everybody's going to turn against them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Not to get political.
Like the concert stuff, I get, man. Like you can't. That's a bad look if you're going to do a show. They're going to be like, you're just trying to make money.
Absolutely.
But it's like the Spotify thing. I was like, dude, to me, that's like virtue signaling. Because again, you're Vladimir, some 18-year-old teenager, and you're sitting in your parents' room in your shitty Eastern Bloc concrete building. Yeah, you want to listen to some rock and roll, and you don't have that escape. I feel bad for those kids.
I do too,
dude. At the same time, but their economy's in the toilet. They're using this as an escape to say, like, well, like the ruble's worth like less than like three, it's
like pennies,
like negative pennies. So this is their way of saying, like, well, they can't afford to pay us, so we're just going to come out and say, like, oh, well, we're going to take all of our money out of there. You know, not to get political.
I feel bad.
Business.
I feel bad for the young rockers.
Absolutely.
I feel bad for searchers of music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there like us, you know, that use music as an escape.
I didn't even think of that, man. Our potential audience has been cut off from, but you always heard you heard stories, man, like in the early 90s, late 80s, people, like there was like a black market for CD. I think Henry Rollins just talked about this. Like there's always like a black market for like punk albums in Russia and stuff. And because you couldn't buy this stuff anywhere, like, you know, countries in the Middle East that are like all oppressed, and people would be listening to like Ramones albums in their basement because they were going to get killed if they get caught and shit like that.
It's unreal. How could you even imagine a life like that?
Yeah. And there's always been like, what's that Russian band? Pussy Riot, the punk, the girls that have been like,
suck.
they've been like arrested before, like just playing music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully those guys get like a Napster thing going on, and they can start like
they're going to start
trading music that way.
They're going to start bootlegging Beatle albums again.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah, the Spotify thing really got me.
They're going to bootleg.
That doesn't surprise me though. It's all penny. It's all dollars and cents to Spotify.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Even the Metropolitan Opera, it was like, all right, man, if you're somebody who supports Putin, okay, you know, if you're Khrushchev banging your shoe on the table, but somebody that Putin supports, it was like, so if he says like, oh, I like this cellist, like the cellist isn't allowed to play that, I was kind of like, I don't know, man, like
don't like me.
Yeah, it's the same. That's the fucking people that like, I'm gonna smash all the Russian dressing bottles in the supermarket.
Or they think all vodka is made in Russia.
Right. Yeah. People just
that
think
makes me laugh. Yeah.